Time and time again, I see the same mistakes people are making over and over again when it comes to mobility training. And I'm going to admit, I made the same mistakes. I thought mobility was just your stretches before your workout and after your workout. And it was only until I really started getting into my mobility that I realized mobility is actually really similar to strength training. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 common mistakes that I did, and you probably are too, that was jeopardizing my chances of improving my mobility. So the first common problem is intention. This is a key thing when you're trying to improve your mobility. If you're just going into mobility just before maybe you train, you do a few stretches, or after your session, you do a few stretches, you're on your phone, you're chatting to your mate, and you're thinking, why isn't my mobility improving? It's because you haven't got the right intensity or the intent going into the session. I want you to treat your mobility training more like strength training. So you need intensity, and you need to set some time away where your full focus is improving your mobility. If you're just going in there, willy-nilly, just going through a few stretches, you're only going to keep the range that you've already got. And if you're watching this, I'm guessing you actually want to improve the range that you've got. For example, if you were back squatting in the gym now, you've got a heavy weight on your back and you just whap your phone out, you start texting. Do you think that person is training with the right intent, with the right intensity? Probably not. So I want you to think about your mobility training exactly the same way. Now, if you were going to the gym and you were doing 3 sets of 8 on your back squat, you weren't increasing the weight every week, would you get stronger? No, probably not. So why are you doing the same thing with your mobility training? Why are you going into the gym, doing the same 90-90 switch week in, week out, and then you're complaining why your mobility is not getting better? Second common mistake I see is people don't add any progressions to the mobility training. So they just stay the same. They keep the same range, they keep the same strength in that range, nothing changes. So it's really important that you treat your mobility training like your strength training. So not going into the gym, doing the same weights every week, the same reps every week. Let's mix it up. So for an example, if you were going into the gym at the moment doing your 90-90 switch and you've been doing that for the last few months, let's progress it. Let's perhaps take our hands away and do it without our hands. Then progressing that, you're going to add some weight. If your mobility hasn't improved for quite a while, then it's probably time you up the ante. Moving on to the last point, consistency. And before you click off thinking, oh yeah, I've heard it all before, hear me out. Imagine your hands got stuck by your side and you could only move them once every week for 1 hour. How do you reckon your arms would feel? They'd probably feel pretty stiff, and you probably would find that lifting them up would be really hard as you haven't got the strength there or the mobility to try and move them, right? So that is what you are doing. When you're only doing your mobility once, twice, maybe not at all, your joints are not moving. So what happens? You lose that range. You're better off doing 5 to 10 minutes every day, moving your joints in the full range of motion, so you keep that range or you build on that range. That is better than doing 1 hour session a week. And doing that way is so much easier to build that habit and to keep that habit as well. Your joints can rotate, they can flex, they can extend, they can abduct, they can adduct, they can internally rotate, they can externally rotate. Your joints can move in all different planes. And the problem with a lot of people is that they only move their joints in one plane, the sagittal plane, which is back and forth. And if you are not doing all these different types of planes of movement, then guess what? You're probably going to lose that range. And if you could find a way of building this habit into your lifestyle, then moving is going to feel so much better. Especially if you sit down all day, then this is a must for your body so you can reverse the effects of desk life. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. Which one do you think you have been missing? Maybe it's all of them that you've been missing. I'd love to hear. Drop a comment below. And if you are looking for just a little routine to do once a day, then give my challenge a go. It would be a great place to start. And link below if you want my 21 ways to improve your mobility in 21 days.